Planet Rock.
Steelhouse 2019. Here I am, wandering around backstage, and who should I bump into? Bernie Marsden. Hello.
Hello, dear. How are you?
Well, I'm very well.
Dear, I sound like you know who.
Burnfest is doing rather well with the sunshine this year.
I brought the sunshine just to prove that I wasn't a curse last time. So
well, this is kind of a second home for you. I know you're not. You're just wandering around and enjoying the.
I'm just hanging out with some very decent mates and things like this. You get together because you get a chance to spend more than a few minutes together, talking the old days.
Absolutely.
And the new days. So
well, speaking of the old and new days combining, you have a very special show coming up in South Wales.
I do.
Well, it's a couple of months' time.
Yeah, not
what
long
are you
now.
doing a gig on Friday the 13th of September anyway?
Because I'm so daring.
You are, aren't you, darling?
Yeah, I know. Well, it's I'm going to do Ready and Willing.
Front to back.
Front to back. Side one and side two, as we used to say, yeah. I've had a lot of people over the years say, "Oh, would you do this? Would you do that?" And then when I met Neville MacDonald, I met Neville many years ago, but we did a couple of years ago. Well, here we did a thing.
We did. I was lucky enough to play drums for you.
And I've never forgotten that. That stayed with me.
Yeah, nightmares.
And we did that, and we did some Whitesnake stuff, and suitably, the crowd went nuts. So last year, I think, or maybe the year before now, maybe the end of that year, we did about 4 days on the road doing all Whitesnake. And I thought, this might be good. So let's do Ready and Willing 40 years after it came out, which is rather too long to wait, really. But so we're doing it, and it's sounding really good. There's going to be a couple of additions within the lineup, and we're going to make it a little bit special.
Just let everybody know who's watching this. It's Friday the 13th of September. It's at the Tram Shed in Cardiff, right?
In Cardiff, yep.
And
which I like very much.
Oh, it is. It's a terrific venue. And Cardiff's been blessed with some brilliant music venues over the years. Some of the Spit and Sawdust ones like Bogies, and then St David's Hall. Yep. And of course the Tram Shed, which is not too long around. And there's a bill with you as well. I think Hollow Star are playing with you.
Hollow Star and the wonderful young guitar player Chris Barris.
Who's a good friend of Planet Rock as well.
I know you can have any dressing room he likes because he's far too powerful.
So
he's a great player, and it's going to be. I think it's going to be a good night.
Neville is one of those ageless singers with one of those voices. There's an awful lot being written and said these days about singers who don't quite have the chops that they once used to. But in Neville's case, he just seems to age like a good wine. He goes on. He's like Robert Plant or Paul Rodgers. He's still got all of the chops, and he's in that great British tradition, and he loves the album. So he wants to bring gravitas and respect to those songs that he said that he grew up with, and that's great because you can get people to work and to do the stuff with you, but having that actual heartfelt input is quite rare. And he'll ring me up and say, "What about this line and so and so?" Say, "Look, do it your own way," but say, "No, I've got to respect the original." That's good.
The thing is, when you do an album like that and people come, you get a few hundred people in a room. Yeah, they all know it better than we do. So you've got to do a so I'm having to learn guitar solos that I played 40 years ago, and I was quite good then.
I'm quite good then. So modest. I'm trying to think how many songs there are on the album itself that have rarely, if ever, been played live by Whitesnake or even by yourself.
Well, probably at least a third. I mean, things like She's a Woman, I don't think we ever played that. Love Man. We may have played Love Man once or twice, but I honestly can't remember. Somebody will send me a CD and say, "Oh, this is Hanley or something," 1979.
You were the Toad and Raspberry
The rest, I think they Black and Blue. I'm not sure we ever played that live. We probably did, but certainly not very much.
No, but some of these songs, because they tend to be studio songs and don't make it to the live one, have they provided any challenges to you in any way?
Only nailing them the way authentically they were recorded, because you tend to, tempo-wise, you realize the tempos are great. I mean, against She's a Woman, for instance, you've got Fool for Your Loving, which opens the album. Sweet Talker, which is always a great crowd, and then Ain't Gonna Cry No More, which is always like it brings the house down. So you've got the really well-known ones, and then there'll be these other 3 or 4 who say, "Oh, well, this is..." So but we've got to do those just as good.
Sure.
And they are sounding great. Oh, well, Blind Man is going to be special.
Fantastic.
Blind Man is going to be special.
Well, let's just recap. So you're going to be playing Ready and Willing in full, front to back.
Yeah.
And you'll be chucking in a few other
and some
choice
other
cuts.
well-known songs. Yeah,
A few choice cuts. So Neville MacDonald from Hand of Dimes and formerly of Skin, you might remember
Skin.
them,
That's when I first met him.
will be the lead singer with Bernie. Friday, the 13th of September at the Tramshed in Cardiff. Chris Barrett's band and Hollow Star, both in support. It's a Steelhouse special event, and those of you that come to Steelhouse Festival who know how well that's organised will know just how well a night like this
They're
is
calling
going to
it
be
a
put together.
Steelhouse Away Day.
I like it, the Steelhouse Away Day, even though it's still in South Wales.
First one, maybe there'll be some more.
Well, this could be the litmus test, couldn't it?
It could well be.
Bernie, it's a pleasure. We love seeing you here.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
2 years ago is a day I won't forget. Getting to be up on their stage
that
playing
was
drums
good.
with you. That
That
was
was good.
fantastic.
That was good.
And we look forward to seeing you on that stage sometime, whenever it may be.
In the near future.
In the near future,
Yeah,
be a
indeed.
beautiful thing. Bernie Marsden with us here backstage at Steelhouse. And don't forget, he's going to be at the Tramshed in Cardiff on Friday the 13th of September, playing Ready and Willing from front to back. You've got to be there.
Planet Rock. Planet Rock.